Hey guys, this is Vicki with Southern Crossword Creations. These little coasters from Hobby Lobby were 50% off at $15.99, and we are going to make a very cute holiday decor for it. This is about 19.5 inches by 6. It's a 1 by 6, and then I cut it to the 19 inches. It's a scrap piece of wood. And then what I did is we are going to make an adorable snowman. I'm going to take some of this wire jute. This was from Dollar Tree. And we're going to make some little hands for him. Okay, so all you're going to do to start off is you're going to fold it up into a V and then cut it. Make sure you use wire cutters. Now, it will start to fray on you a little bit. Just take some Sure Bonder or hot glue or something like that, and then just, put it back on the wire. Okay, and then once you get that done, you're going to take the other part. See, you're going to have to fray it. It does become frayed a little bit, so you're just going to have to trim it up a little bit, and that's fine. And then once you get that done, you're going to put it inside the V and then fold it over back in itself, inside the V. And then you're going to have the 3 little fingers, or parts of the snowman hand, okay? Then you're going to measure it somewhat. I ended up cutting it up a little bit shorter, and these are going to be his little hands for the board. Now this is going to be a 3D craft. It's not going to be flat to the board. So, and then I did not take the little rubber part from the coasters off. I just hot glued it right to my board, just like it is. And you're going to want to line up those little beads on the side, put the 1 inside the 2. Now, what I decided, I did not like that around the top part of his head. I was going to leave it. Then I decided I'm going to take it off. And y'all, it is so easy to take off. It's just on there with a piece of thread, and they just basically threaded the beads. And so I just took that part off, and that's what I got for the head right there. So what we're going to do, I knew I was going to have a scarf anyway, so we're going to fill this in. And I've grabbed some muslin fabric and cut it and ripped it. And then also this fabric I got at Hobby Lobby. Okay, then what you're going to do is I went ahead and hot glued his arms into place. So that way I knew how big or how much of my scarf that I needed to make, because I want to cover the space in between his body and his head. And I also want to make sure that my arms are up underneath the scarf. So make sure you add your arms next. Okay, then I went ahead and I put some Sure Bonder onto the piece of wood and then just put my material right into there. Now this pick I got at Walmart. I love it, y'all. It is one of the better picks that I have seen. Like, it's super soft pine. It's the Walmart mainstay brand, but it's super soft. It's flexible. I just love it. Okay, then I just cut 2 pieces of that and put it inside the scarf. So I'm just going to hot glue it right there in between the head and the body. And then once I get that done, then I'll be able to fold my scarf, my actual ribbon material, over into a little knot right like that. And then we're going to kind of keep it a little bit poofy, because remember, we need to cover that. Now, if you get this and do this craft, make sure you take the beads off before you glue it onto the board. I didn't realize it would be that easy to come off. That was kind of like an afterthought. But I think it came out super cute. So all we're doing is I'm just going to Sure Bond the fabric up to the neck of the snowman. And then I just took this bag of buttons. Y'all know I love these buttons. I show them all the time from Amazon. If you want any of the links for the button, then just message me, supplies or button, and I will get that to you. Okay, then I just glued that right onto the scarf, and then I took another little piece and put it right there to kind of fill that little area in right there. How cute is he coming out, y'all? Okay, again, the bag of buttons, I grabbed 2 more of the black buttons out of it to put right there on his belly. Now, you could have put 3, but I honestly didn't want to do that because it would be so close to that other button at the top. Okay, then these little berries, this little pick right here, I actually got a pack of them at Hobby Lobby. You can also find these at Walmart. And then I just poke these right down into the pine that's right there, just to kind of create some red right there to match our scarf. All right, now these, what I'm going to do now is we're going to create a hat. Because this is a 3D, obviously you could find a hat and try to cut it in half and all the things because, you want it to fit on his head. We're just going to take a paper towel roll and we're going to make him a hat. So this is actually personal preference. Now I did measure this for you. So here in just a little bit, you'll see the measurements that I used. But, honestly, it's just kind of use your own judgment. It's, how tall you want it, how wide you want it, how much of his head you want to cut. It's just all the things. So I'll show you what I did as far as my measurements. And I ended up switching the hat over to the other side. I just thought it looked better on the other side of his head. I don't know why. It's just kind of one of those things. So then I took another piece of the paper towel roll and then I cut it the same width. And then kind of cut it again to make it a little bit shorter. And that's going to be the top part of his hat. So here we go. We've got the brim of his hat, and then we've got the top, the top hat. Now we're going to fill in the hole at the top. So this is a little bit tricky. You're just going to continue to, cut it to fit. Now you're going to fold the base of the hat, the part that I'm holding there. You're going to want to fold a piece on each side in because that's how it's going to be glued and that's how it'll stay off the board. It'll be a 3D look. And then what you're going to do is so here's where I measured them. It's about a 5 by 2.5. And then this one's about 3 3/4 by 1. And then the center of it is going to be that 3 by about 1 there as well. Okay, so I went ahead and checked my measurements again and then grabbed some Apple Barrel black paint and you're going to paint all of the paper towel roll. Now once you get all of that painted, obviously you're going to have to set it off to dry, and then I just took my little hand dryer and then got it nice and dry before you start working with it again. Okay, now once it was dry, then I was able to go ahead and start applying it. So again, you're going to fold, and you'll notice what I'm doing here. I'm going to fold and kind of crease those on each edge a little bit because you want it to stay off of your board. You don't want it flat. And then the top part, I really kind of wrinkled it all up because, it's just he's in the wind, it's snowing, all the things. And I just kind of wanted to look a little bit more vintage. So I kind of wrinkled up the brim of his hat, and then all you're going to do is just don't glue the edges, just the center part, because again, we're making this 3D. Now, I did not paint the back of the brim of my hat. If that bothers you, you can definitely paint both sides. I just didn't. And then you're going to start rounding off your filler for the top part. Again, leave the back part pretty straight because it's going to lay flat against the back of the wood, but you're going to round the corners of it so that you can glue that to the top part of your hat. Once you get the fit pretty close, because we're gonna put some twine on it, but once you get it pretty close, then you can take your Surebonder or hot glue, whichever. I just use the Surebonder on little projects like this because my hot glue gun, the point of it is so big. This just works better for these small little areas. And then you're just going to put it around the edges and then push it down onto your hat. Y'all, how cute is this? I thought it came out so cute. Okay, once you get all of that in place, then you're going to, I went ahead and went back and painted it. So I painted the edge there so that way it wouldn't show that edge or the glue. That is personal preference. You don't have to do that, but that's what I did. I went ahead and painted that edge right there so that you didn't see it. Now, you definitely don't have to put twine there. I just wanted some kind of a detail. I didn't put any detail towards the bottom of the hat except for some more pine. And then all you're going to do is take and put some glue on those edges there. And then you're going to press those edges down onto your board. Oh, how cute is he? Now, I did not glue the top to his head because I wanted it, the front part of it, I didn't glue it to his head. I just wanted it to kind of stand off of his head. Okay, then you're going to take some twine if you choose to and put it around the top part of the hat. Once you put it around the top part, you can decide, what other embellishments that you want. This is just something just to kind of give it some character and some distinction. And it does cover some of the glue. But you could put that, you could put a ribbon. Just use your imagination, whatever you decide to do. Okay, so I'm going to take one little piece of sprig of pine and I'm going to put it right there on his hat. And then obviously I wanted to show you these little snowflakes. I found these at Hobby Lobby. Now go over to the little mini ornaments, mini little things that they have for the mini Christmas trees. That's where I found these, okay? So go over to where all the little mini things are, and that's where you'll find these rusty snowflakes, and I love them. You get a whole bag for like $2.99 and then 50% off. These will be great to use all winter. Okay, then I just took a little piece of one of those berries, put it right there in the corner of that just to kind of hide that little hole that was in the snowflake. And y'all, look how adorable he is. How sweet. But we're not finished. So I took the other part of my paper towel roll and we're going to make a little sign for his hand. And so this is, obviously you can make this as big as you want, as little as you want, or don't make it at all. You can do totally something different to put in his hand or not even put anything. Okay, once I got it the width that I wanted, I grabbed my stamps that I got from Amazon and I just went ahead and just put Burr. Now you could, because I want to leave him out. He's not really Christmassy per se. He can stay out all winter. But, you could put whatever you choose to put on there. Took my ink pad and went ahead and grunged it up a little bit, folded it up and got it all wrinkly. Then, my favorite crafting supply is a barbecue skewer. Went ahead and cut one of those, grabbed my antique wax, and then put it all over the barbecue skewer. Now, I did 2 coats of this because the pine skewers, it kept showing back through, and I kind of really wanted it grungy, and so I went ahead and did it twice and then dried it. And it looks like a little stick. Now, you could definitely do a stick in the yard. This is just something that I, picked up to use. Okay, then I wanted a little bitty bow just to kind of hide, the palm, or, he's not going to wrap his fingers around it, obviously. So I just wanted just a bow to kind of put on there. Okay, then I decided I liked it in the other hand, so I went ahead and grabbed the other side of the board, and we're just going to hot glue that right into his hand. Because I felt like it kind of needed to be over there because the hat was leaned and I wanted him to be like, hey, I'm cold kind of thing, and that's why I put it in the other hand. Then I just hot glued the bow right over where he would be holding it. And he is so cute, y'all. I just love the 3D look of him. I think he's just so super sweet. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and just do a little face on him. I went ahead and took the edge of my paintbrush and just went ahead and did a couple dots on him. I did not do a lot. I don't do faces enough to get really good at them. I mean, obviously, if you do faces a lot, you could definitely do a lot more than what I did. But I just kind of did his eyes, and then I took this Waverly chalk paste, and I believe it's called Pumpkin, and oh, it's my favorite, y'all. I love the color of it. Just did a little bitty nose on him, kind of crooked carrot nose. And then I went ahead and took the edge of my paintbrush again and just did his little mouth. Now, also what I did, and this is where I'm doing his little mouth. Now, you could, I want to show you this tool that I have. This is just a little metal. It actually came from a dentist office. It was one of my family members actually worked for a dentist, and so they dispose of those quite frequently. I know that sounds gross, but after it's, sanitized, but that's what I do. I always use for little eyebrows, but I think it's adorable. Let me know what you think. For more, you can visit southerncrosswordcreations.com. Please pass it down the road for me, which means share, like, and comment, and I'll see you next time.